Hello crafters, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I'm going to make a card and they're inspired by these two cards that I've previously made. This one is on the Love from Lizzie channel, this one is on my channel. Now they were inspired by some arch dies that I got from Love from Lizzie. And these are the dies that I got and I wanted to use them in a really cool way. Now you don't have to use Love from Lizzie dies. You might have some dies in your stash. You can even get dies on Amazon and I leave links to dies down below. But these cards have inspired me. One was for friendship, one is a wedding card. I have got to make a sympathy card and I thought something along the lines of these two would be really cool, and I thought I would do it in a different size. So the size card I'm going to make today will be a 6x6 card. This one is an 8x8 and this is an American A2 5.5 by 4.25 card, and you can see these are bridge fold cards. So a bridge fold will go flat like this to go into your envelope. This one has got some accordion folds on it, so this one folds flat down like so to go into an envelope. So I'm going to clear off the desk and I'm going to show you now what we're going to need to make today's card. So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of white cardstock, and this measures 11.5 by 6 inches. Now I have some score lines done in these. I have scored at 1 1/4, at 2 inches and 2 3/4. Now you can just turn this around and score the same measurements again, and by the way all the measurements are down in the description below, or you can move over then to your right and you can score at 8 3/4, 9.5 and 11.25. So we're going to do an accordion fold for this, so we're going to fold this one over, that one, and then that way. It's a valley, a mountain and a valley, so you know it just depends, but it's an accordion fold. So we're folding this one over to the left, then on the score line we're folding back to the right, then on the score line we're folding back to the left, and you'll have these two sides here then for our bridge fold, but it'll fold flat rather than folding off over to the side. So you can see here I've taken my little corner rounding tool and I have rounded off the inside top left and the inside top right, and I'm going to add to this. Now we're going to need a piece of blue cardstock, and this piece here measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 and it'll sit in there like so. I've got a piece of pattern paper and this one measures 5.5 by 5.5 and it'll sit in here. Now I have some strips to go on here, and I'm only going to embellish these two panels here because I don't think there's any point in embellishing these pieces in here. You won't really see them. So I have two pieces of blue cardstock, and the blue measures 1 by 5 3/4 and the pattern paper measures 3/4 of an inch by 5.5, and they'll sit on here like so. And you can see then I've used my corner rounder on them as well so that they all match. I just wanted to take that harsh edge off the two corners there because we're putting an arch here. So now I have another strip of cardstock. The blue measures 5 3/4 by 1 inch. The pattern paper is 5 5/8 by 7/8 of an inch. I just wanted a little border on this. Now you could go down the quarter like what I've done here. It's really up to yourself, but this piece is going to go onto the back just down here to embellish it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a sentiment here. Now I have some lovely stamps in my stash that I'm going to use. I have this, it's the Crafter's Companion with Sympathy stamp set. This is an old one, guys. I bought this from Hazel's Crafts a couple of years ago, but you might have something similar in your stash, but I'm going to put a sympathy sentiment back here. Now, let's have a look at our arch. My arch measures 4 inches. No, it measures 4 inches across. So from the left side to the right is 4 inches. So if you don't have an arch, you could do this with rectangles. You could put a rectangle die in here instead of the arch. So this one measures 4 inches in width by 5 3/8 in height. I've taken another die and I've die cut out the opening in here, and I've left a 1/2 inch on my frame. So my inside arch, the die that I used, measured 3 inches by 4 3/8. Now I'm going to sit that on the front here, and they'll sit on just like that. I'll fold this down flat and then I'll pop my arch on there, but I want to have a piece in the center, a focal point. So I've die cut out this arch. Now I've used a 3.5 by 4 7/8 arch die to die cut this out. So it'll sit down in here, and then this will sit down on top. The poem that I have inside, I've made this up myself. I wanted to have a nice poem that I could put into cards. So I've made this one up. I'm not a poet, but it says, "We are so sad when we lose someone. We weep for the time we won't be able to share with them, the milestones that will happen without them. It hurts in our hearts that they won't be with us when we need advice or just the comfort of a hug. We must remember that life grants us time to be, to grow, and to love. It's hard to wave goodbye when we have visitors and they have to leave. We are all just visitors. We remember the visit, so we remember them fondly. Smile and think of them with joy every day." So that's my sympathy, and I've taken a little flower. I wanted to kind of embellish the top of this with something similar to the flower that's in my paper. My pattern paper is from a very old paper pad, and I just think whatever you have in your stash will be perfect. So my arch is going to sit like this, and we'll see our sentiment then when we look through. The flower that I've used is from the Magnolia Lane card kit. It was a May 2023 card kit from Love from Lizzie, and I just thought that flower would go really well with the flowers on the pattern paper. And the pattern paper that I've used, I leave a list of all the products that I have used, like I said, down in the description. So that's all our pieces and parts. I'm going to tidy this away. I'm going to take the card base, I'm going to stamp my sentiment on the back, I'm going to then assemble a card, and once I've that done, I'll come back to you. Okay, so I'm going to start by stamping my sentiment on the back of the card, and I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink for this, and I find it great to have a stamping platform for doing this, just because I want to make sure I get it straight and I can stamp a second time if I need to. Now I'm using the new Burley Art Precision Craft Glue. I've been using it for a little while in the craft room. I think it's quite good. I like it. I love the bottle. I love the tip. I've made a little glue pin to go in it, and it comes with a pin, but I love my glue pin because I won't lose that on my desk. My desk looks clean here. But boy, where you can't see, there's a lot going on. So it's always good that I can find my glue pin. Now here I'm adding my arch. I'm going to put a little glue to the left hand side and the right hand side because it'll be half on and half off each of the side panels. And that's going to hold it into place. So the Burley Art glitter glue, or the Burley Art glitter glue, this Burley Art glue is really, really good. It's quick grab. I would say it's kind of like the, what's it called? Cosmic Shimmer glitter glue. That's what I had in my head. Very much like that, like the tonic glue, very like the Craft Stash, the Creative Craft Products glue. I find that just as good, but I love this bottle. Now I've got my panel in place. I'm adding a couple of Love from Lizzie peel-offs. These are the little silver butterfly ones because I want to embellish it, but I don't want to go too much over the top. This is for a man. If it was a woman I was giving it to, I would add flowers and everything. But because it's for a man, I wanted to keep it simple, but I wanted to keep it nice because it's for the loss of Michael's aunt. Okay, so there we are. We're all done. Let's have a look now at the card. And there we go. There is our, I think, a very classy and elegant looking card for a sympathy card. I don't think our sympathy cards have to just be sorrowful. You know, I think they can be uplifting too. And I hope Mike's uncle, who is the recipient of this card, I hope he likes it. If you've enjoyed my video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, Blonde Cards and Crafts, it's free. And ding the bell, that way you'll be notified next time I post a new video. If you make this card, you can share it on my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts. And if you'd like to help support my channel, you can click the super thanks button down below. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye-bye.